How is it going, everyone? We've got a bunch of JRPG updates to go over in this video. You know, that's my wheelhouse. You know, that's what I love covering on this channel. And we've been covering a lot about Digimon Story Time Stranger. It is a love letter to Digimon fans, but I also am seeing, you know, people that aren't the biggest Digimon fans in the world coming in. I think the reception of the game from the core Digimon audience has kind of gone past the core fandom, and then a lot of other people are taking note, which is exactly what you wanted to see. I think that's exactly what Bandai Namco wanted as well. Do want to give you guys a brief update on that, as a brand new anime short Prelude has dropped for that game, giving you some insight in the backstory of the game. I would not recommend you to watch this before playing the game. I would recommend you to play some of the game and then watch the Prelude, and that'll give you some insight into the backstory. You can watch it. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. That's just how I would go about it, but we'll talk about that. Some of the notes on the reception of the game thus far, and also we've got an update on Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. I think this is gonna end up being one of the sleeper JRPGs of 2026. Have this on your radar. Monster Hunter Stories isn't one of these franchises that has gained a ton of traction, but I do see Capcom leveling up with Stories 3, so we'll talk that. And Octopath Traveler 0 is out at the end of this year. I know some are gonna view it as kind of a filler Octopath Traveler game, but I still think it looks pretty good. We'll talk that at the end of this video. First of all, Digimon Story Time Stranger, the anime short Prelude, has dropped. This is a 4-minute anime short. Animation in this is beautiful. They really put the budget behind it, and I think it's gorgeous. I would love to see, you know, more Digimon content at this level. To be fair, Beat Break has been running, and that is seemingly being received pretty well. I know that episode 2 just dropped as well, so that is live on Crunchyroll. You can watch it there. Opening to that anime, Chef's Kiss, phenomenal. Go check out the anime short if you're already playing the game and you're deeper into it. I would recommend you to play some of the game and then go back and check out the anime short. This details Anori, one of the main characters' past, and her younger brother, and what happened with her. About a 4-minute short. Great animation there. I also do want to note, as far as the reception of this game, and why I'm bringing this up, is while the Metacritic score is honestly not that great for this game. Let's actually pull up the Metacritic again, because that has certainly fluctuated. Pokemon Legends beating out Digimon Story. How could we let this happen? But Digimon Story Time Stranger is at a 78 from the critic score. However, if you look at the user score for the game, and user score on Metacritic, I get it, it can be a little wild, a 9.2 for the user score. If you go onto the Steam reception of the game, 3,045 reviews, 93% positive, so a little bit shy of the overwhelmingly positive threshold, but still incredibly positive. What I've noticed with Digimon Story Time Stranger is that fandom, the people that were excited for this game, in the standpoint of it being a Digimon game, they seem to be loving the game, and that excitement and that good reception, I feel like from the core fandom, is also coming out. And now the more casual fan base, I've had friends that have little to no care about Digimon be aware about this game and also check out the game. I do feel like they are checking out this game as well. And let me say this, I made this point when the critic reviews initially came out. I have always felt like anime games have fought an uphill battle. I have noticed this since I was super young, reading Game Informer, and games that I thought I really liked and games that I thought were really good end up getting like 6.5s. You look at like the Dragon Ball games, think about how well received a Dragon Ball Budokai 3 is, or a Tenkaichi 3 is. Budokai 3 has a 77 on Metacritic. Tenkaichi 3 has a 72 on Metacritic. These are considered within the Dragon Ball fandom all-time great games that are beloved, that are timeless, that people go back to, and those are the scores those games have on Metacritic. Time Stranger having a 78, okay, like, it is what it is. I just don't think anime games for the longest time have gotten a fair shake as far as the critics are concerned, and who knows, maybe that's me being defensive. Oh, how could you hurt my precious Digimon? But that's just my 2 cents. I made that point when the reviews first came out. But again, you look at the contrast between the user reception and the critical reception, I feel like that's existed with anime games for so long. 9.2 for the user score, and then a 93% positive reception on Steam as well. And a lot of the negative receptions on Steam are because of the DLC practices of the game, and I totally understand that. The $120 Ultimate Edition, you not getting the anime song pack, you having, you know, the Halls of XP, DLC, yes, a lot of that is nonsense. I can understand that, but, you know, that's a lot of gaming these days. Like, we get dealt with a lot of the monetization that, you know, you can ignore a lot of that. I do get that there's some story-based content tied to the season pass, but, it is what it is. These things happen in gaming these days, but I just wanted to make that point about the user reception. But nonetheless, check out the anime short, and let me know what you guys think about the game. I know a lot of you guys at this point are finishing up the game. I've had friends beat the game. I've had other people really take their time with the game. You know, there's one of those games that you could rush through the main story, and you could finish it in X amount of hours, but then if you take your time, do all the side content, you can definitely get more out of the game. So, quite a sizable experience as well that I think is well worth $70 given the level of content that you get. Moving on from that, a couple of other notes. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection has gotten a brand new trailer, the Princess Ranger trailer, an alternate version of the Tokyo Game Show trailer. This is the dub trailer, and I wanted to make note of this because this is one of those games as we head into 2026, I feel like is not going to get a lot of attention, and I am a little bit concerned about how this game is going to do on the basis that March of 26 and February into March, absolutely packed. It's always packed every year with major games. It's really that September, October, February, March. Those are the 4 months out of the year. February, March, September, October, that every year now, those months are just packed with gigantic games, and you do get the sense that some games get lost in the shuffle. I think this game is gorgeous from a visual standpoint. They are really leveling up Monster Hunter Stories as an IP, and I think it looks fantastic. Embark on a new adventure in the third installment of the turn-based RPG series set in the world of Monster Hunter. Become a rider in the Monster Hunter Stories series as you hatch and build kinship with friendly monsters known as Monsties, then explore and battle alongside them in a world full of potential. Set 2 centuries after a conflict that divided neighboring kingdoms, the drums of war are reignited as Twin Rathalos, a long-thought extent, hatch from a single egg, an omen of destruction. Coming out on all major platforms on March the 13th, that new trailer has dropped, and this is one I think you guys should have on your radar. And then lastly, coming out at the end of this year, Octopath Traveler 0 has gotten some new details on its gameplay mechanic. Publisher Square Enix has dropped some info on that. Set on the continent of Forstera, the world of the original Octopath Traveler 0 is a story of revenge and restoration surrounding the Divine Rings. This time, we will introduce the tyrannical monarch plotting to seize control, your companions who will stand against his ambitions alongside you, and a few of the unique and unusual facilities you can construct through town building. Now, it should be noted this is an upgraded release of the mobile title, which I know is always going to be like, what's going on here? I mean, Fantasia Neo Dimension came out, and that game turned out pretty well, so this also has a lot of potential, and I don't think the thought process of just because it's a mobile game getting ported, you should be totally concerned about the game. I think it still has a lot of potential. I'm excited to check it out. Octopath Traveler 0 will be out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC on December the 4th. And it'll be another JRPG for you to sink your teeth into. Now, there's a lot of JRPGs to come out. DQ 1 and 2 HD is coming out. A lot of big JRPGs on the horizon that I think this is one that could get lost in the shuffle as well. But keep it on your radar. That's going to do it for me. Again, a bit of an update on Digimon Story Time Stranger. That anime Prelude is live right now. Reception of the game. Again, you look at that user score on Metacritic and you look at the Steam reception. I think the game from the fan base is being received well, and I think when it comes to a anime title, that is more relevant than the critic reviews, which a 78 is still a good score, but, you know, I'm a little salty about it. I wanted the game to be above an 80, but again, that's my personal bias as a longtime Digimon fan, but it is what it is. Monster Hunter Stories 3, certainly keep that game on your radar, and Octopath Traveler 0 get some new details as well. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.